So this one, it's a more light-hearted video. I hate Boruto's character design and the world building.
Sarada's time skip outfit. Hold on. Me, right?
Do you guys watch Boruto?
Boruto is an action-adventure fantasy manga series written by Ukyo Kodachi and Masashi Kishimoto and illustrated by Mikio Ikemoto, following the exploits and hijinks of Boruto Uzumaki, the protagonist. Boruto is set in a pseudo-Japanese and Chinese society where ninja rule supreme, and Boruto, much like a lot of other shonen action-adventure series, has a magic system called chakra. Magic is very broad and ambiguous, but I think it's a lot easier than saying special ninja midichlorians. With chakra, ninja are able of using an array of techniques, from summoning Clifford the Big Red Dog to being a OnlyFans model. So to strike out and carve his own path, Boruto goes to Ninja Academy. Oh yeah, and the prequel series—
Yeah, I was interested too. I tried to watch it, but there were so many fillers. I hated that.
It's called Naruto, in case you didn't know. Hi, it's me, Vicky, and I really don't like the character designs in Boruto. And listen, I used to keep up with Naruto myself. I jumped ship after Gaara's quote-unquote death in Naruto Shippuden, and looking back, I don't like a lot of the Naruto character designs. Maybe there are like a couple of characters that I would still ride or die for, but that's mostly because it's carried by their story and lore. I know some of the basic plot beats that led up to Boruto, like I know Naruto and Hinata finally got married, and then eventually they had Boruto and Himawari, who look like the most OC children I've ever seen. But at least they're not alone, and they have an entire daycare of the rest of the original cast children to play with. And they're not safe from the Instagram OC formula either, so solidarity and ugliness. And I think that means that there's like a 12 to 15 year gap between Naruto and Boruto, but that's all I know. Now keep that time gap in mind. So guess my non-surprise when I find out that Boruto has a mid-series time skip a lot like Naruto Shippuden. Instead of 2 years though, it's more like 4 years. So of course, I was curious to find out whether or not it remedied any of the mistakes committed by Naruto Shippuden, or if maybe they had more promising characters.
Naruto had fillers too, but I had read the mangas, so it was a different experience for me. I only watched the animes later, and I skipped all the fillers. There's like websites that tell you exactly which one's main episode and which one's filler.
Designs, because honestly, I was not liking what I was seeing. Now let's get into it. But real quick, my name is Vicky Vu, and all I do on this platform is talk about characters who don't know I exist, while breaking down the fundamentals of their character designs to better understand them. And if that's the flavor of psychosis that you're interested in, make sure to subscribe, like, and comment. I've noticed that 98% of my viewers are not subscribed to my channel, so—
It's always like that.
You think you're better than me or something? Yeah, you're probably right, but if you want me to shut the f up, then make sure to subscribe. Now, with that in mind, Kishimoto's art style isn't really something that jives with me. I'm just not really a fan of how he illustrates characters.
Really?
And that's just because they seem to lack a lot of line weight and detail. Like, for example, a lot of the line art is like
She's
pretty
a
consistent
hater
when it comes to width. But the thing is that I can always give him credit for taking on the grueling task of developing a large cast of characters with pretty diverse designs, if I say so myself. Now, in terms of Ikemoto's character designs, I think that they have strayed so far from the original vision of Naruto, as well as the thematic aesthetics, that I don't think any of these characters even really look like they belong in the same manga or anime anymore. Which I quite honestly find to be a shame, because Ikemoto is an artist who has worked with Masashi Kishimoto since almost from the beginning. Ikemoto was deemed to be this young, promising artist, especially after his one-shot Cosmo was picked up, especially because Naruto was still within its fledgling stages, and Kishimoto wanted to work with new budding talent in order to bring his visions to life. So from 1999 to 2014, Ikemoto has been working alongside Kishimoto on Naruto.
I mean, it's the Naruto style. You grow to like it. I don't know. It's kind of— I wouldn't judge somebody on their style. I think that's a weird critique, but I think she segues into critiquing the fact that they look too different.
Naruto's original run. Thus, Ikemoto was chosen as the one true successor by Kishimoto to carry on the legacy of Naruto in what we now see as Boruto. So with that in mind, it's clear that Ikemoto is very familiar with the character design formula for Naruto. I mean, he is the same guy who contributed to creating Haku, Zabuza, Momochi, and Hiruzen Sarutobi, which is what makes the rest of this video so fucking disappointing. Now, I know little to nothing about the current lore of the show, but when I tell you that I was incredibly confused at how quickly technology developed in—
I think she would like the Bleach characters better.
this show. I mean, Surprise doesn't even really cover it. I mean, I remember back in the day when I barely found out that movies and cars and camcorders were a thing that existed in the original Naruto world through the movies, and I already thought that was a shocker, because I think that was done on purpose in order to maintain an ambiguous space of time within the Naruto universe. Now, Konoha looks like this weird eclectic mix of Japanese and Chinese aesthetics. You have the stone and stucco buildings with the Kawada tiles that are very common in Japanese architecture. You even have the circular, perfectly symmetrical Chinese-inspired architecture where there's the pronged roofs with similar tiling to the Japanese buildings. And of course, you also have Naruto characters who are based off of
Tsunade! So kawaii!
Japanese folklore characters.
She's my favorite. I love her.
It goes on. This is something that is also very well represented in the fashion as well as accessories of Naruto's characters. For example, the shinobi and kunoichi of Naruto wear clothing that can be considered rather athletic.
Yeah,
I mean, it makes sense.
Bro, she's the OG hag, for real. She's a trailblazer.
Considering how they have to move around a lot, and they also have to be able to have no restraints whatsoever whenever they're engaged.
If you I've rewatched a Naruto season recently, actually, and the first few episodes, like the animes, especially the fight scenes, some of the fight scenes, the drawings are extremely simplified to an insane level, and you can tell the studio sometimes struggled, or the technology wasn't there yet, where they did like a lot of frame rates or like very detailed action scenes. Maybe because they didn't have the budget for it, I'm not sure, but I noticed like a big difference in quality, and it gets better as the series progresses throughout the years.
In close quarter combat makes sense. It's
but
the reason why
it didn't take away from me enjoying it at all. Like, at all.
Times you see ninja accessorized with trousers.
Yeah, it's bad compared to animes these days, exactly.
Or something black and loose, black shorts that almost look like bike shorts. And in terms of their footwear, it's almost always these peep-toe sandals that either have
the toes, sniffa.
Small wedge or little to no wedge. There's almost always a thick sole, however, to accommodate for comfort. And in terms of their tops, you'll see a lot more variety in that. It's just that when it comes to the standard shinobi military uniforms, they're seen wearing flak jackets for some reason in a world with no guns. And then to finish off the ninja chic, we follow up with a forehead protector that is customized by being placed in different areas or worn differently from other ninja. You guys get the picture. If not for these shinobi uniforms, you would have things like net mesh undershirts or bandages around legs and hands, Howdy-inspired cardigans or overcoats, Chinese-inspired dresses or tunics, and of course a soft blend of modern fashion and traditional Japanese fashion. And this is an aesthetic that is maintained throughout the course of Naruto and Naruto Shippuden during its 72 volume run. But of course, we have a 13 to 15 year time gap between Naruto and Boruto Next Generation. And oh my god, does 1 year in Boruto feel like 20 years? Now, as you guys already know, time is an unstoppable force, and advancements will occur whether or not you want it. And that's honestly what I was expecting before I did a little bit of research on Boruto, and by that I mean looking up the Wikia. Konoha went from being the small sleepy village nestled in the mountains to being a huge, bustling urban site of commerce. We've got computers, motorboats, robots, whatever the f this is. What is that?
What the hell? Robots in Naruto?
What?
Instead of advancing this much in technology in 13 to 15 years, it feels more like an entire century has passed, and that's if I'm being kind. And the aesthetic cohesion of the entire Naruto universe is so negatively impacted by this. I don't feel like I'm watching a fantasy action series about magical ninjas anymore. I feel like I'm watching kids who got costumes from Spirit Halloween putting on—
Is that kid Jiraiya? I hate it.
A Naruto stage play with no direction. And this is personal, but I thought I should let you guys know anyway. I really hate that almost all of the young girls in this anime wear heels. Except you're perfect. They're wearing 3 or 4 inch stilettos into a fight. Either that or they're wearing teeny tiny mini skirts. And you know what? I'm just gonna put them on screen right now.
Yeah, if they just put literally all they had to do was put bike shorts under that outfit and it would have been a Naruto outfit.
A fight. Either that or they're
like this. She just needed bike shorts and it would have been fine. This is very like 60s, almost like mod style. This doesn't feel very Naruto aside from the headband. Like, if you remove the headband, it's another manga.
They're wearing teeny tiny mini skirts. And you know what? I'm just gonna put them on screen right now, but these are the 3 characters I have the biggest gripes with.
Bro, the character on top, who is she doesn't look like she belongs to Naruto at all. What, she has way too much makeup. And blue and pink hair? I've never seen that before. Rima, what do you have against women's panties? I like him.
And first on the chopping block is Eida. Now, I looked into some of her lore, and lo and behold, she's a cyborg. My fucking god, I feel so old. And I understand that the point behind her creation is probably to help separate Boruto from Naruto even more in terms of technological advancement. But look at what she's wearing. But let's be fair. Let's break down Eida's design together. She's wearing a sheer white high collar blouse with translucent bell sleeves and dark high-waisted shorts with metal accessories, which are based off of the shapes of celestial bodies, likely to depict her as an otherworldly character. Now, if we break down her physical characteristics, she is basically a young teenage girl with peach-toned skin, cat-shaped eyes with long blue full lashes and one beauty mark underneath her right eye, and of course her hair has to be the most interesting element of her design because it's in this distinctly pink and blue style. Now, she does have fringe bangs, which are very vogue right now for a lot of young women, especially in Asia, but the hair has these deep teardrop shaped locks that kind of look like oil paint that sits on water. And it doesn't really seem to have any natural ends, but instead it just curls back into itself.
It loops into itself.
Now, Naruto has had its fair share of interesting creative choices. I'm not ragging on Eida's style because I think it looks quote-unquote unrealistic, because we would be here all day and I would die from a seizure. Personally, I like her outfit. I think it's cute and stylish. I like how it has this flirtatious edge to it.
She looks stylish, but it looks like something I'd see on like Pinterest or something more than Naruto. Yeah, she looks like a Pokemon trainer, totally. Yeah, she does. One of the new ones.
The shorts are. However, this is clothing that you could never wear into a fight, especially considering how she is also a victim of the 4-inch stilettos in this universe. So instead, she looks more like a very
she's got the Lady Gaga platforms.
Fashionable character that would be from the pages of Paradise Kiss or Oshinoko. The only thing that is telling me that she is from the same universe as Boruto is the fact that they're in the same art style. And also, what do you mean she's a cyborg? We had Mecha Naruto and Naruto Shippuden, but that wasn't a fully conscious and sentient robot that looks like a human like Eida is. It feels like instead of moving forward 12 or 15 years into the future, we jump 3 centuries. Now, I'm not saying that we can't have fun, but what I'm saying is if you want to have fun and be a little weird visually, at least make it where you're still keeping within the same style of Naruto. And don't think
Can we just bring back the Akatsuki, like, cloaks? Because they were the best thing ever, and they've inspired, like, a million cosplays.
I forgot about you. I think her name is Sumire, and she is honestly part of the reason why I wanted to start this whole thing. Her and Sarada were the 2 times.
What is this outfit? She is not from the same world.
Skip designs I came across first. And my god, is she a weird anachronistic mess in this universe. But again, let's break down her design. She's undeniably cute, and she also has this whole bashful aesthetic to her, and the way that she stands with her hands folded out to her side while her legs are together tells me that she is a very refined and polite young lady. Now, initially I thought that her hair was based off of the Hime cut, but I realized that it looks a lot more like a jellyfish cut. It's basically a newer trending hairstyle that's known for being separated into 2 parts, one short, one long. Typically, a jellyfish cut is styled either loosely with the long hair just left undone, or it's curled, and sometimes it's even woven into thin braids. Now, in the case of Sumire, I think it makes a lot of sense why she would style her hair in 2 big braids, because it indicates that she is both a studious and bookish person. I can tell that she's rather modest, as we can see from how she tries to cover up as much skin as possible. She's wearing a mock neck, long sleeve t-shirt underneath her dress, and she also has a pair of long black—
I feel like the shoes and bandage feel Naruto, but the top part of her design really isn't cutting it.
Tights that then extend into a pair of peep-toe sandals, and she has a thigh pouch, so 1 point for practicality. But I'm going to say this, and it's going to piss off some of you Boruto fans.
Uh-oh.
But I think that this would be a better character design if it was for a magical girl anime.
True.
You weebs already know what a Sailor
True.
Girl uniform looks like, otherwise known as a seifuku, and as you can see, it has the iconic white sailor collar with the tie
Yeah.
sash in the front and the puffy sleeves with the stripes. Now, I understand that it was cut in a way in order to make it look like something that belongs in Naruto, as you can see from the cinched waist, which seems to be resembling an obi. But here's the thing, across the board, the average student will wear some type of variation on the shinobi uniform, just depending on whether or not you're a girl or a boy, and if you want to wear either shorts, trousers, or a skirt. And Sumire's time skip design is
Oh,
even
God.
worse. Even though I
I think I hate the tie outfit even more. She looks even less like it. The other one had the bandage at least. And flats.
think she looks cute and pretty, it looks even worse, if going off of the visual standard of Naruto. Like, yes, I understand that it continues the aesthetic of her wearing something school uniform inspired. This time now it's more of a Western take with a pinstrip tie and a
Oh.
very short purple school uniform
I mean,
dress
she's
with
cute, but again, it's the same argument the whole
a
time.
white blouse. Well, please tell me how she is supposed to be able to fight and move around in this reliably. But in all fairness, I like her other two designs, and I wish that they were the primary designs instead. It
Yeah.
follows a Naruto fashion rule of thumb, and even more importantly, I believe that it also conveys the character's personality very well. I really like how the sailor collar is incorporated into her lavender sleeveless top here with the black shorts. Even though she is showing a little bit more skin here and the top is backless, looking at how she has a more serious expression here, it seems like as though this is the version of Sumire who's just kind of
I like this way more.
letting go or letting loose. I feel very bad for ragging on Sumire and Aida's designs right now, but the more I look at them, the more I see an issue in Ikemoto's approach to designing female characters, especially young girls. And the thing is that when we compare how female characters were depicted in the OG Naruto series versus Boruto, we can see that they're allowed to be dirty, messy, and they're also allowed to be bloody and mean, much like their male counterparts. Now, if we take a look at Ikemoto's take on young girls, it looks more like he focuses on making them look as pretty or mature as possible, and he always draws them with these accentuated lips, lashes, and they're almost always posed in a way where it looks like they're getting ready to shoot a cover for Vogue, and not engage in a death battle as they were trained to from the very beginning. I'm going to have a stroke, but not until I talk about this.
Yeah.
Now,
I'm also getting triggered. I'm also getting triggered.
That's what his name is. Looks like what the average Japanese kid thinks British people dress like. I understand that Western aesthetics are supposed to convey a sense of otherness in anime, but this comes as random instead of intentional, even though I know nothing about code. Okay, I know a little bit about code, but again, let's break down his character design together. Now, the reason why I say that he is Western inspired,
Oh,
because
God.
he looks like he is wearing
What is this outfit? It looks like he's gonna do his debut as a VTuber soon. He's gonna become a male VTuber. This is like somebody's OC. It's not meant to be in Naruto. They're ninjas. They're supposed to be ninjas. Nichi Sanji's next wave leaked. The 80s called and they want their party outfit back. True, and that's somebody with a Jester-inspired outfit that's saying that.
something that is very heavily inspired by the Victorian era. He's wearing a white jabot, otherwise known as a neckerchief, that is commonly worn by nobility in order to keep their collars clean. So of course, he kind of has this air of pretentiousness to him while looking like a refined gentleman. His messy red bedhead tells me that he's also a pretty unhinged.
Like the top part of this design, if you hide the whole drip and remove whatever he's... Okay, he could be a bad guy maybe. In the other Naruto, if you remove the clothes and the earring probably. The hair is like Naruto. Feels Naruto. The rest of it...
kid who doesn't really take care of himself that well, and yet he's insecure enough in order to dress up like some pseudo-British gentleman from Black Butler. And yeah, this shit looks really fucking annoying, and
yeah, the cloak
you know.
could work. Oh my god, please put red clouds on it and we're good. You know, just red clouds on it.
I mean, it's just a teenager who's just trying to dress himself. It's not that bad. in comparison to the time skip
It's
design.
not a
This is what
phase,
happens
Mom.
when you listen and you let the voices dress you, because Toad looks like a magician. They are trying so fucking hard to make this boy look like some malevolent force. And this is not an issue whatsoever, because purple, white, and black, at least within the anime dictionary, are color palettes that are typically used to denote that someone is evil, sinister, or they're a scientist who has committed 10 cases of malpractice.
Oh my god, that guy.
Ikimoto, I get what you're putting down, but I don't want to pick it up because frankly, it just doesn't make sense to me within the confines of Naruto's universe. I think this design would make a lot more sense if he was in the case study of Vanitas, but we're in Boruto, in a world about ninjas. Irregardless of whether or not it is Ikemoto or another artist who is handling these designs, it's still not a good design even if it looks good. Nearly all desire to set these characters within the universe of Boruto is abandoned in order to demonstrate the technological advancements that have been made in Boruto. If we were to compare this to real-world events, I understand that a lot of technological innovation was made after the end of World War II. If you didn't know, Jeeps, the cars that we know now for being these gigantic toasters that take up way too much space on a freeway lane in the 101 South, was used as a form of transport for Allied troops during the war. Now that is a technological advancement that scaled off of a pre-existing piece of technology, much like how, within the world of Naruto, scientific ninja tools seem to now be considered more of the established norm in comparison to their predecessors. But you mean to tell me that we somehow went from using kunai or katana to lightsabers? And as time goes on and I consume more art with a more critical eye, I wonder if Ikemoto's intention was to simply grow out of the shadow Kishimoto had casted. Or perhaps he was
He's doing the thing, trust me guy, I can do it better than the source material.
Encountering his own version of artistic burnout. Keep in mind, Ikemoto has been on this ride for nearly 3 decades, which is, again, older than most of my audience. So, can we blame him for expressing himself within the confines of this massive responsibility pushed onto him? I mean, yeah. Although I have dragged out Ikemoto's work to be flayed and displayed in the town square.
Okay, the one there, the demon there, she could work. She looks like the final boss in Naruto. Can't remember her name. The goddess woman. Okay, sorry. That's fine. That, I don't know what he has on his face. That's his new markings? Is that his new markings, the blue one? But I feel like these characters stand out way too much. These 3. Some of them look like they're from JoJo.
I believe it's important to understand where our personal biases start and where our objective analysis ends. And guys, that's all I have in me today. Thank you so much if you stayed until the end, and if you like this, make sure to like and share, and let me know your thoughts below. And if you hated this, well, let me know below. And let me know, is there a character design that you absolutely love in Boruto? Do you think that the new art style is an improvement over the old one? Do you miss Kishimoto's old art? Do you, perhaps, prefer Boruto over the original series? And are there any character designs that you guys absolutely hate? I've been me, Vicky, and that's it. See ya.
I enjoyed this video. That's pretty good.